like I've found the real master of this house. There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jack told me that you might be coming.
I do not think that this is the right time to be peeling potatoes.
My lodgers have got to eat!
But you are contravening health regulations.
Well, it's not as serious as killing someone. I just wanted to help you. I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. But when I see how I'm being treated, I wonder if I was right.
Well done. You were right. He did go to Doncaster.
So I was right to warn the police.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
Well, he's odd. Sometimes he coughs really loudly and complains that his throat is burning, and sometimes he talks to himself and stares into space. He told me that it was because of a wound he got in the wall. His head hasn't been quite right since, he said. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
On the collar and on the buttonholes.
Cut used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains. But he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to respect my engagements, he used to say.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No, I don't know. That was a while ago, you know.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill by the sea, right?
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
I should check the register. Mrs. Marbury may have been hiding something from me.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury. This woman appears to be in a good mood.
I really would like to help, but I think I've said all I have to say. I really would like to help, but I think I've said all I have to say.
Mrs. Marbury is in a good mood. She's working very precisely in producing incredibly thin peel. I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury. Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
Yes, I remember. Just for one night as a favor. Mr. Cust was away, all my other rooms were taken, and poor Mr. Fishman had nowhere to go.
You rented the same room to two people. Very profitable, but quite illegal.
But I didn't harm anyone. I was only helping everybody out.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there. How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
It's just outdated, it ain't in a mess. Oh, look at this.
The least we can say is that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Well, 3 bows, and it's a mess. Okay, we'll see about that.
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well.
I guess some people will.
All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date. Most probably the basting dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. The Bexhill Daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder.
I don't think I have enough answers. Oh, we do? Okay, okay. I need to take my time. Oh, man. Ah, ha, ha. Those are the only two options.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th.
Wait.
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders. ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders. It's closed.
Oh. Oh.
Weapon.
Ah,
this subject would
it's not a
probably
pocket
be
knife,
useful to me.
Envelope opener. Sharp one too.
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Aló, aló, aló. Mi nombre es Adrián. My name is Adrian. Oh!
It's an ABC. I have to get the ribbon. How am I
Oh,
going?
I need to check out the other things. Because I'm at 3 of 3 of 6.
It's an ABC. Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning?
4 of 6.
Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is
Very
clear that he
interesting.
did not grow up in luxury.
Oh. Wait, what is the next one? 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the typewriter. Is there something that came? When it shows the air bubble Celsius symbol, it's
This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string. Stockings.
oh wow.
At least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Oh yeah.
Laudanum Cameron's Chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. This subject would probably be useful to me. Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
Oh man, this will put you down, eh? It's not good. Oh, I've already seen that already there. Crazy ass bastards. Let's check it out again. The last one is the typewriter. Hey, where's the knife? Oh, you put it back in place, eh? Yeah, but
I have to
it
get
says
the
E, but I
ribbon.
put it.
How am I going to do it?
Let's see. Hold on, wait. Oh, it's only okay.
The left-hand heel has been removed. The right-hand heel has been removed. And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter. No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see. 1914, 1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Oh, that was awful. Let's go talk to Jappy. Jappy! David, save those men from themselves, man.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
Bye.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome.
Jappy!
Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
Oh! Oh! Oi!
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Yeah, I think that's one. Let's see, we just walk around. Yes, they do let you walk around. You're not supposed to touch the piano. Ah.
I had best talk to Chap.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Cust to kill the 3. Okay, that's a no with that one. But here's a, no, here's a, yeah, here's a, that's not good, that's from the, oh man, that reminds you of, mustard gas, man. Okay, lines, one of them. That's a big, what you call it? That's not it either. The three whatchamacallits, the three telltales. His knife, books, a box of books, and he lied about his destination. Okay, let's say he lied about to take that one off. Ah, there it is, typewriter. Oh! Oh, the big one is that he's always coughing, so it can't be him. So take these off. Those are the ones that incriminate him, but they don't want you to incriminate him. So keep some newspapers. That's not suspicious behavior though, let him. Or let's just put it on there. Okay, lying about destination. He had blood on him. But again, he bleeds from this.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury's wore on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can you talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the
A
murder.
familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to Examinator.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
To Scotland Yard, please. This man is not in good shape. He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
What do you want from me?
They always want to blame him and accuse.
Good day, ABC. Do you know who I am?
Someone who's got it in for me.
I am Hercule Poirot, and I want nothing other than the truth.
Ah, you're the detective.
All that means is someone is, wow.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Très bien. You did not write these letters. But the question remains, who did?
Probably one of my enemies. I have many.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr. Cust.
I hope not.
Take it to...
You enjoyed the war, Cust. Admit it.
I didn't want to be discharged.
No. Yeah. Oh, but which one? This one? Ah, yes.
Take this. It will help you.
Thank you.
Doesn't relieve nothing.
Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Smart ass.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But... the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No. No, never.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot. But not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
What did he just drink? The cough medicine's making his head hurt. Let's give him some more drugs. Let's give him some more.
Take this. It will help you.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Very interesting.
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Yeah, what the freak? Hi. Oh, that's a newspaper article. What is a newspaper article? What the freak is that? Material proof. Okay, that's one of them. Let's take that one away. Absences means he's not around. Okay. Does not. Yeah, he's trying to find out who it is himself. Oh? He's too weak to do that. obviously has no reason. But for that bastard to write something, you would have heard. Put that bastard in there. Oh, come on. For freak's sake. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, blood on him. He was attacked from behind. Again, it would have hurt him. He would have yelled or something. But some dude, at least they met him if they didn't say nothing. Again, he had no reason.
Don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
het is not chill out that down. Go first.
You see? Cuss' character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours. To White Heaven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
A revolver? But Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon. The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
Let's give him the blanks. Trust his bitch ass.
I have to choose the type of bullets to load. The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets. The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets. The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon. Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used, it is almost new. Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh, that wasn't one of them. Oh, no? It doesn't say. That was one of them. There's only be one answer to that one, but murder challenge, his glory, his xenophobia, and to say the murderer. That isn't correct. To give him time. What's in the next victims? That was. They say that's not the flowers. messed up on this damn when you're playing this game. Don't make no sense.
Hello?
Then the error and the adjust caused the letter to be delivered late, which is why the deliverer made a mistake then. And a piece envelope with the wrong address is one of them. Next one I have letter late arrival saved arrival. All the errors and then they don't allow it. It's bullshit. Thought it was still one. Get away with it. None of the hating words, none of the hating passwords again. It's supposed to be that he's trying to rub it in, but it's not allowing it. Why did he make a mistake? To rub it in? Xenophobia means racism. Put the glory, I'll put all of the hating ones in it, doesn't it proceed? It's not because it's the wrong address, it's because he doesn't think he'll get caught. Give him some time to go to the next victim. It always takes him a good minute too. But why? It says in there. But why did he mistake in the address? To change his inferiority complex? Challenge his glory as a trained crime solver. And the body was still nothing. Not supposed to be an injury. Flawed. I'm taking a break from this.